In Brazil, around 40% of deforestation is occurring because of palm oil. Another 40% is exported to Asian neighbors who don't ask questions about deforestation. The final 20% is exported to places like Europe and the US. Deforestation elsewhere linked to other commodities follows a similar pattern. As this problem gets serious, the Brazilian government initiated a special policy to stop deforestation. However, due to the strong desires and development of economy from some companies and the high demand in Asia, its policy couldn't really work to stop this issue. In actuality, Amazon rainforest, which produces more than 20% of the world's oxygen and have over 10 million species, has been targeted by the illegal logging companies. Ever since the rainforest is targeted as a major source of trees from illegal logging, the increase in the loss of trees from 1990 to 1995 resulted in the great increase in the emission of carbon dioxide by more than 1,000, which means its emission have increased by more than 1,000 kilograms. While the amount of emission went down from 1995 to 1997, due to the re-increase in the loss of trees by 3,000 square kilometers, the carbon emission had re-increased again by 800 of CO2e from 1997 to 2005. Although the carbon emission rate dropped drastically from 2005 to 2012 by 1,500 CO2e, its emission rate shows a rebound of 600, which was jumped 7.8% from 2012 to 13 due to re-rising deforestation. Moreover, this increasing trend of deforestation continued increasing up to 8,000 square kilometers in 2018, last year. As this carbon dioxide rate increases, from 1997 to 2018, the annual global temperature was increased by more than 0.5 degrees. Meanwhile, the temperature of the Earth depends on the balance between incoming energy from the sun and the energy that bounces back into space. Carbon dioxide absorbs heat and it is retained in the lower atmosphere, which causes the global warming. This shows that even if the Brazilian government is promoting its illegal logging policy, the number in loss of trees continue increasing, which means that its policy can't decrease the deforestation rate. Based on this increasing trend of deforestation, it is predicted that deforestation will be continued with the increase of carbon emission rate. The global warming also affects animals and their habitats in multiple ways, depending on the habitat and animal in question. But generally, most of the species are extinct by the habitat disruption, in which global ecosystem, a place where animals have spent millions of years, rapidly changes and reduces the animal's ability to adapt accordingly. For example, polar bear. As the water temperature gets higher, it slowly melts the Arctic ice caps, which makes the polar bears unable to swim longer distance to reach ice. In actuality, this melting ice caps have caused the extinction of about 2/3 of the world's polar bear population. Just like this polar bear, the population of some Antarctic penguins are also decreased by 33% due to the declining size of ice caps. Another example is coral reefs. Coral bleaching is a condition that can seriously damage and kill entire coral reefs. Corals contain microscopic algae called zooxanthellae, which provide the coral with food and give them their vibrant colors. Rising ocean temperatures causes the corals to become stressed, and they expel the zooxanthellae and turn white or bleach. If zooxanthellae do not return to the coral's tissue, the coral will die. As little as a 1 degree Celsius increase in temperature above the summer maximum can cause corals to bleach. An example of this problem is Australia's world-famous Great Barrier Reef. At around 2,000 kilometers long, it is the world's largest reef. But in 2002, the reef experienced its worst ever case of coral bleaching, with over 60% of the reef affected. These graphs or data presented in this video are not the most recent one. Since deforestation and carbon emission rate could be changed drastically just within a year, it is very important that the data is up to date so that it can give reliable and accurate data. However, in this video, I used multiple of old graphs, which shows the general trend for the past few decades that can say that my prediction about the deforestation and carbon emission rate could be not as precise. This definitely is a limitation, as this doesn't fully explain about the specific yearly changes in data. Therefore, more accurate and recent data are required to fully understand the relationship between deforestation and climate change and predict its trend.